Hello students, today we are going to discuss about contraceptive methods. So first of all, let me start with the properties of an ideal contraceptive which is desired of kind. Okay, so it must be user friendly, it must be easily available, must be effective, reversible, no or least side effect. Okay, and should not interfere with sexual drive and desire. Okay, and also do not interfere with the sexual act. So these all are a characteristic or a properties of an ideal contraceptive. There are so many contraceptive methods. We will discuss about natural and traditional methods. Okay, then second one is the barrier methods. Then third one is the intrauterine devices, that is the IUDs. Okay, and then next is the oral contraceptives, injectable contraceptive, and then finally a surgical methods, or it is also called as a sterilization process. So these all are included as a contraceptive methods. So first of all, let me discuss about natural or a traditional method. Okay, in this method, it will be avoided that the chance of ovum and sperm meet together. Okay, so here in this method, a chance of ovum and sperm meeting will be avoided. Okay, and this can be done with the help of three methods. Okay, here you can see type of a natural traditional methods. Okay, that is a periodic abstinence. Then second one is a coitus interruptus. Then lactational amenorrhea. These three methods together we can call it as a natural or a traditional method. So now let me discuss all three methods of natural methods one by one. So first natural method is a periodic abstinence. You know very well what is a menstrual cycle and what are the phases of menstrual cycle. Okay, so day 10 to 17. Okay, means menstrual cycle if day 10 to day 17 is called fertile period. You know very well 14th day of a menstrual cycle is considered as a ovulation period or a phase. Okay, so during this phase avoidance of coitus may occur from day 10 to day 17 of a menstrual cycle, and if it is avoided at that time, then fertile period will be gone. Okay, and the person will have contraception. Okay, and next method is a coitus interruption. Okay, that is also called withdrawal method. This withdraw penis from the vagina just before the ejaculation. Means before penis starts secretion or ejaculation. Okay, during that a penis should be removed from the vagina during the sexual intercourse just before the ejaculation to avoid insemination. And by this way we can avoid semen and egg cell meeting. Next natural method is a lactational amenorrhea. Okay, it is the absence of a menstrual cycle and ovulation due to intense lactation. Okay, so during lactation period there is the absence of a menstrual cycle and ovulation. Okay, and that is after parturition. Fully breastfeeded feeding increase lactation. Okay, and these method help to prevent conception, and this is effective up to 6 months of following parturition. Okay, and it is no side effect. These all method do not have any side effect, but chances of a failure are high. We cannot sure that these will be work accurately. Okay, there are more chances to be fail. So here chances of a failure are high. Second method of a contraception is a barrier method. Okay, and in this method they prevent physical meeting of a sperm and the ovum. Okay, in these methods it will prevent the physical meeting between sperm and ovum, and by this way it will act as a contraceptive method. Okay, and for example here condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps and walls may be used. So first of all let me discuss about condoms. Okay, it may be made up of rubber or latex. Okay, both the material may be used in the condom. It may be made up of rubber or a latex sheath. Okay, and condoms of a male cover the penis. Here you can see this is the condom for the male. It will cover the penis. Okay, and condom for female. Here you can see the photograph of a condom for female. It will cover the vagina and cervix. So by this way, meeting between sperm and ovum will be prevented. Okay, next is condoms are used just before the coitus, means during the sexual intercourse. They prevent the entry of a semen into female reproductive tract. Okay, and by this way, if semen is not entered in the reproductive tract of a female, then ovum cannot be fertilized. Okay, so by this way, it will act as a contraceptive method. And most popular condom for the male is a Nirod. Here it is written, Nirod is a popular condom for the male. Condoms are considered as a very popular method of a contraception among the couples. Okay, why? Let me discuss why condoms are very popular among the couple. Because it protects the user from STDs, that is, sexually transmitted diseases, and AIDS. Okay, these both are sexually transmitted diseases. STDs are a group of diseases, and AIDS you know very well. Okay, then it is a disposable. Condoms are disposable. Okay, and it can be self-inserted and thereby give privacy to user. And these three reasons are there, and due to these three reasons, condoms are very. So next is a diaphragm, cervical cape, and walls. Okay, let me see one by one. So diaphragm, cervical caps or walls are made up of rubber and are inserted into female reproductive tract. Here you can see. Okay, this is a female reproductive tract, you know very well. Okay, and this is the cervix, and these structure you can see here. It will cap-like structure. Okay, and that is a diaphragm, which block the entry of the sperm cell into the cervix or a uterus. Okay, here you can see this is the vaginal portion in which sperm cell are entered, but due to this diaphragm, you can see here this diaphragm position. Okay, it will block the entry of the sperm inside the uterus. Okay, so by this way they will block the entry of sperms through the cervix, and they are reusable. Okay, and spermicidal cream sometime and jellies and the foams are sometime used along with these barriers. Okay, you can see here this is the cervical caps. Okay, this is also similarly functioning as per the diaphragm, but the shape of the cup will be different, and that's why it is called cervical cap. And here you can see it is also one kind of barrier method. The cervical cap feeds, you can see here, snugly over the cervix. Okay, and it will prevent the entry from the uterus, means the sperm cell will not enter inside the uterus by this way. Okay, so spermicidal cream sometimes used along with the caps or a diaphragm. Sometimes jellies and foams are also used along with this barrier to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Next contraceptive method is the intrauterine devices, and that is also called IUDs. Okay, let me see how it is working. These are inserted by doctors or nurses in the uterus through the vagina. Okay, so here you can see this is, this is vagina, then this is the uterus. Okay, and you can see here a T-shaped structure. Okay, and this is the intrauterine device, and that's why it is also called as a Cooper T. Okay, so it will be inserted into the uterus, here you can see, and the T shape of this, you can see this both side fallopian tube will be blocked. As per this blocking of the fallopian tube, the sperm cell cannot enter into the fallopian tube for the fertilization and cannot meet to the ovum. Okay, this is basic principle behind this. So these are the instrument which will be inserted by doctors or nurses in the uterus through vagina. Okay, and they will increase the phagocytosis of the sperm cells. Okay, if it is chemically designed, then it will be increase the phagocytosis of sperm cells. Okay, and it will be kill the sperm cells. IUDs are ideal method to delay pregnancy or a space between the children. So this is only accepted or utilized during the space between the children. Okay, means it will delay the pregnancy or space between the children. So this why these IUDs are ideal method to delay pregnancy or space children. Okay, and types of IUDs may be of three kind. Okay, first is a non-medicated IUDs, that is intrauterine devices. Second one is a copper releasing IUDs, and third one is a hormone releasing IUDs. So now let me discuss about all kind of IUDs one by one. So first of all, let me discuss about non-medicated IUDs. Okay, that is a intrauterine devices. Why it is called intrauterine device? Because it will be inserted into the uterus, and that's why it is written intrauterine device, means inside the uterine. Okay, this device will be kept under the inside the uterine device. That's why it is written intrauterine device, IUDs. Okay, they will retard sperm motility. You know very well sperm motility will play very important role for the fertility. Okay, and these type of devices will retard or decrease the sperm motility. Okay, and also have spermicidal effect. Okay, means by this way spermicidal effect, that means sperm killing effect. So sperm may be killed out. Okay, that's why it is written spermicidal effect they may have. And example of such a IUDs is a Lippi's loop. You can see the picture of this. Okay, this image shows a Lippi's loop. Second type of IODs is a copper releasing IODs. Okay, why it is written copper releasing IODs? Because they have a copper. Okay, and that's why they will release the copper ion from that, and that's why it is written copper releasing IODs. So due to having a copper ions, copper ions suppress the motility and fertilizing capacity of sperm. Okay, so it will having a capacity, means copper have the ability to suppress or minimize the motility function and fertilizing capacity of a sperm cell. And such an example of a copper releasing IODs are here. You can see copper T or a CUT it is written. Then here copper 7. This is copper 7. Okay, and this one is a multi-load 375. These three are the example of a copper releasing IODs. Next type of IUDs is a hormone releasing IUDs. Okay, they make the uterus unsuitable. What is the function of a hormone releasing IUDs? They will make uterus unsuitable for implantation. You know very well, for the pregnancy, implantation play very important role. But here what happen? Uterus will be become unsuitable just because of hormone releasing IUDs. Okay, and that's why pregnancy will be delayed. Okay, they make the uterus unsuitable for the implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. Okay, and for example, there's such a hormone releasing IUDs containing progesterone and LNG20. So progesterone and LNG20 both are the example of a hormone releasing IUDs. After IUDs, next method of a contraception is oral contraceptives. Okay, so let me discuss about oral contraceptives. So it is the oral administration of a progestogen or a progestogen-estrogen combination. Okay, progestogen itself or maybe along with the estrogen. It may be combination of a progestogen and estrogen in the form of a tablet. And such a tablets are called pills, or better we can say as a contraceptive pills. Okay, these pills are used for the contraception methods. Okay, pills are taken daily for 21 days. Here you can see, okay, the days are written on the pills. Okay, one day, second day, third day, up to 28 days. Okay, so pills are taken daily for the 21 days, starting within the first 5 days of a menstrual cycle and after a gap of 7 days of a menstrual period. It should be repeated in the same pattern till the female desire to prevent the conception. So by this way, this type of drug will be taken. This type of pills will be taken. They inhibit ovulation. What is the function of contraceptive pills? They will inhibit ovulation. Okay, and implantation even they will inhibit, and thicken cervical mucus to prevent entry of a sperm cell. So these three major function of any contraceptive pill. First, they will inhibit the ovulation. Then second, it will inhibit implantation. Then they will thicken out the cervical mucus to prevent entry of sperm cells. Okay, and pills are very effective with less amount of side effects. One example of such a contraceptive pills is a Saheli. Okay, the brand name for this type of contraceptive pill is a Saheli. Okay, and that is a new oral contraceptive method for the female. Okay, and it is developed by a research institute, a Central Drug Research Institute, that is called CDRI in Lucknow. Okay, so Saheli was developed by this institute, that is Central Drug Research Institute, CDIR. You have to remember this full form. Okay, and it is situated in the Lucknow. Okay, so many times such MCQs were asked in NEET exam, so you have to remember this. Central Drug Research Institute was situated in the Lucknow, and this institute had developed the contraceptive pill and named Saheli. Okay, and it is containing non-steroidal preparation. Saheli containing non-steroidal preparation, and it is the once in a week. Okay, previously whatever we have discussed about oral contraception or a contraceptive pill is a daily basis. Okay, but here the Saheli, which is developed by the Central Drug Research Institute, it is the drug which can be taken as a once in a week pill. Okay, you can see here once in a week only it can be taken with very few side effect and high contraceptive value. Next method of a contraception is a injectable. So now let me discuss about that. What is the injectables? So progestogens or a progestogen estrogen combination are usually by female as the injections. Okay, maybe it may be taken as an injection by the females, or even they can be implants. Here you can see it can be implanted. Okay, this is the chip, okay, which containing progestogen or a progestogen estrogen combination. This may be implanted under the skin, okay, by the female. So implant under the skin, such a method is called implantation or implants under the skin. Okay, here you can see implant subdermal, and implant is placed underneath of the skin in the arm. This is a very minor operation by using very minor surgery. Okay, so their mode of action is like that of a pills. Similarly, they will function like a pill, and their effective period are much longer than the pills. So if person is taking such a injections or such an implant, then they do not need to take it daily. Okay, they will having some longer period. That's why it is very effective period. Means this is very effective period are much longer. Okay, means they can effect for longer period of time, and that's progestogens or a progestogen estrogen combination and IUDs are used as an emergency contraceptive, and that will be within 72 hours of coitus or a sexual intercourse. Okay, and it avoid pregnancy due to rape or a casual intercourse. So one such example here you can see, this is the progestogen estrogen combination tablets. Okay, that is the I pill and unwanted 72. These two are emergency pills. These two are considered as an emergency pill, and that must be taken within the 72 hour of a coitus or a sexual intercourse. Okay, that's why it is called emergency pills also. Sometimes it is considered as a emergency pills, I pill and unwanted 72. And sometimes IUDs, which are hormonal IUDs, may be used as a emergency contraceptive. And this emergency contraceptive will play very important role during pregnancy due to rape or a casual intercourse. Next method of a contraception is a surgical method, and that is also called as a sterilization process. Okay, and it will help to block gamete transport. Okay, and thereby it will prevent the conception. You know very well, for the fertilization, gamete transport is very important step, but here what happen, it will help to block the gamete transport. So sterilization process will help to block the gamete transport, and thereby a prevention of a contraception will occur, means fertilization do not occur. Okay, it is very effective, but with having a one drawback, that reversibility of this method is very poor. Okay, so even this is very effective method. This method do not having a reversibility accuracy. Okay, and the types of a surgical method are as follow. You can see here, vasectomy and tubectomy. Such a procedure of a surgical method is followed in the male, then it is called vasectomy, and if it is followed in the female, then it is called tubectomy. So now let us discuss about vasectomy. What is a vasectomy process? So vasectomy process is a sterilization procedure in the males. Okay, and particularly in this method, a small part of the vas deferens, you know very well. Okay, this is the portion. Okay, this tubule is considered as a vas deferens. So small portion of this tubule or a vas deferens will be taken or removed by the procedure of a surgery. Okay, and then the ends, these open ends will be tied up with the threads. Okay, and there is through a small incision on the scrotum bag. You know very well, this is a scrotum bag on which one small incision will be done. Okay, and then this vas deferens part will be removed. Small fragment of the vas deferens will be removed, and the open ends, here you can see open end will be tied with the threads. Okay, and by this way vasectomy procedure will be done, and these will interrupt the pathway of the semen. You know very well, a sperm cell will be moved like this. Okay, first of all they will produce inside the testes. Okay, and then it will be removed to the epididymis, then it will be moved to the vas deferens, and if you cut this segment, then what happens, sperm pathway will be interrupted, and by this way the during the ejaculation, you can understand, due to ejection this sperm cell will be not released during the sexual intercourse, and by this way coitus not result into the fertility or fertilization, and this is effective contraceptive method. Next surgical method is a tubectomy. This is the sterilization procedure in the female. Okay, and in this method, small incision in the abdomen or through vagina is done. Okay, and then a small part of fallopian tube. Here you can see this is the fallopian tube, you know very well. And this small portion of a fallopian tube is removed by using surgery. Here you can see, and the open ends of the fallopian tube will be tied up with the thread. Okay, and by this you can understand this fallopian tube is now blocked. Okay, as a result of that, the sperm cell which is enter in the uterus cannot travel along the fallopian tube and cannot reach up to the ovum inside the fallopian tube, and that's why this will act as a contraception, and that will not result into the fertility or fertilization or a pregnancy. Here in this slide you can see a list of a side effect. Okay, as I told you, natural method of a contraception do not have any side effect. Okay, other than the natural method have some side effects. Okay, that may include a nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough or bleeding. Okay, and then irregular menstrual bleeding or menstrual cycles, breast cancer. These all are the side effects of a anti-natural contraceptive method. Natural method do not have any type of a side effects. Okay, but other methods, whatever we have learned, okay, that the contraceptive method having such a this type of, here you can see a list of side effects. So this is your homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize whole topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
At the dawn of independence, India was an underdeveloped country, with its population having no access to good medical care. Life expectancy was just 32 years, and infant mortality as high as 180 per 1,000 births. However, living conditions improved as the government built hospitals, educated people about health-related issues, and conducted immunization programs. These steps nearly doubled the life expectancy rate and lowered the infant and maternal mortality rate. But with the birth rate remaining more or less the same, this led to population explosion, a situation where the population of a country far outstrips its sustaining capacity. In fact, India's population, which was 350 million during independence, went past the 1 billion mark in 2000, making India the second most populous country after China. Demographers fear that if the current birth rate of 1.7% is not lowered, India's natural and economic resources will be strained, depriving many of even basic necessities such as food, clothing, and shelter. To arrest the population growth, the government has raised the legal marriageable age of girls and boys to 18 and 21 years respectively. The government is also using the media to drive home the benefits of having smaller families. Moreover, government agencies are also actively encouraging couples to go for contraception, which is an intentional prevention of an unwanted pregnancy, through the use of contraceptive methods. Contraceptive methods can be broadly categorized as natural or traditional methods, barrier methods, intrauterine devices, oral contraceptives, injectables, implants, and surgical methods. Natural methods, the oldest form of contraception, work on the principle of circumventing the chances of the sperm fertilizing the ovum. They are of three types: periodic abstinence, coitus interruptus, and lactational amenorrhea. In periodic abstinence, couples abstain from copulation during the fertile period, which occurs between days 10 and 17 of the menstrual cycle. This is when ovulation or the release of the egg occurs, which increases the chances of conception. Another natural method is coitus interruptus, which is also known as the withdrawal method. Lactational amenorrhea, or the absence of menstruation during lactation, is another natural method which works on the principle that lactating women don't menstruate for up to 6 months following parturition. This is because the hormone oxytocin, which stimulates milk production, also suppresses ovulation. Naturally, without ovulation, conception can't occur. Lactational amenorrhea, as well as other natural methods of contraception, are safe and have no side effects, as there are no devices, medicines or hormones involved. However, natural methods aren't very effective compared to other contraceptive methods such as the barrier method. This method makes use of either a condom, diaphragm or cervical or vault cap, which act as barriers to prevent the sperm and ovum from meeting. Condoms, which are available for both men and women, are made of thin rubber or a latex sheath, while condoms for males are rolled over the penis. Condoms for women are inserted in the vagina, where they block the sperm's entry into the reproductive tract by covering the cervix. Most couples prefer using condoms since they are cheap, easily available, and offer privacy as they can be self-inserted. Moreover, condoms also offer protection against sexually transmitted diseases such as AIDS and syphilis. A condom, however, can be used only once, and every new coitus session requires the use of a new condom. While condoms are available for both men and women, diaphragms, cervical caps, and vaults are meant only for women. These dome-shaped barriers are made of rubber and are inserted in the vagina. Did you know that the contraceptive efficiency of a barrier can be increased by applying spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams? That's because these products contain chemicals that kill sperm. Another contraceptive method is the use of intrauterine devices, commonly called IUDs. These are used by couples who want to delay pregnancy or space out their children. IUDs are tiny T-shaped devices that doctors insert into the uterus through the vagina. There are many types of IUDs, ranging from non-medicated IUDs such as Lipus loop to copper-releasing IUDs like Copper T, Copper 7, Multi-Load 375 to hormone-releasing IUDs such as Progestasert and LNG-20. Each type of IUD works on a different principle. Non-medicated IUDs, for instance, work by increasing the phagocytosis of the sperm that reach the uterus, while copper IUDs release copper ions that obstruct the ascent of the sperm into the fallopian tubes, as well as reduce their fertilizing ability. On the other hand, hormone-releasing IUDs make the uterus inhospitable for implantation by thickening the cervical mucus, which makes it impossible for the sperm to enter through the cervix. Apart from IUDs, women can also use oral contraceptives called the pill. This is a small tablet containing small doses of either progestogen or a combination of progestogen and estrogen. Progestogen thickens the cervical mucus, which hinders the sperm's motility, while estrogen obstructs the pituitary gland from producing luteinizing hormone, which prevents ovulation. Ideally, a woman should take the first pill of the pack within 5 days of the menstrual cycle and continue taking it for 21 days. During the next 7 days, when the pill is not taken, the woman experiences her menstrual cycle. Following this, she needs to start taking the pill again. Progestogens alone or in combination with estrogen are also available as injections or implants that are to be placed under the skin. However, in comparison to pills, they remain effective much longer. While women have several contraceptive options, men have only 2 options for birth control: condoms and a terminal surgical or sterilization method called vasectomy. In this case, a tiny part of the vas deferens is removed and then tied to the scrotum by bearing a small incision on the same. In tubectomy, a sterilization method for women, a minuscule part of the fallopian tube is removed and tied up through a small incision in either the abdomen or through the vagina. Both tubectomy and vasectomy are successful methods of birth control, but they are irreversible and should only be adopted if a couple wishes to have no more children. In addition to surgical methods, couples today have several other contraceptive methods to choose from. However, before opting for a particular method, one should weigh its pros and cons and seek a doctor's advice, as some contraceptives can cause side effects such as abdominal pain and irregular menstrual bleeding.
In next lecture, we will learn about 2 very important topics, and that is MTP and STD, that is a medical termination of pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases. So till that, goodbye.